The most important part of self-defense is space. If you're not in the area in which you could get hit or kicked, the likelihood of you getting hurt is minimal. In this circumstance, I'm standing away from my patient at least one leg length away, and that is plenty of space for me to stay safe. If she were to become aggressive, I could run out the door. Also, when it comes to space, you want to make sure that you maintain the safe presence. The safe presence is at least that one leg length away and off to the side. This way, if your patient needs to escape, your patient can escape. And if I need to escape, I can escape. This is also a lot less threatening than standing directly in front of your patient. The next piece of self-defense that is very important is the hit. Again, if I'm in my safe presence and my patient were to come at me to hit me, I could easily get out of the way. However, if I'm not in my safe space and my patient is coming to hit me, what I want to do is put my arms up to block it and get out of the way. We'll do that again in a little bit faster motion. And I would get out of the way. If I do not get out of the way, what's going to happen is she's going to come at me with her next hand. The next piece of self-defense that I would like to show you is the kick. Again, if I'm in my safe space, I'm not going to get kicked. I could see her becoming aggressive and I could get out of the way. If I were not in my safe place and she were coming at me to kick me, what I want to do is I want to step into the kick, turn my body to the side, and keep my foot on the floor. Turning my body to the side gives me less or her less of a target in which to hurt me. Keeping my foot on the floor gives me more stabilization. If I were to pick my foot up and she were to kick me, I would lose my balance and fall over and she'd be able to hurt me. Again, to block a kick, you turn to the side, keep your foot on the ground. The next piece of self-defense that I wanted to show you is the wrist grab. If you are being grabbed by the wrist, what you want to do is you want to use the element of surprise and you want to go in the direction of the weakest point, which is the thumb and the forefingers. To get out of a wrist grab, what you do is you step in and pull out. Pull away from the thumb and the fingers. We'll do that again in faster motion. That time what I did is I used my other hand to add some extra strength and just pulled out in the direction of that thumb and forefinger. If she were to grab me by both hands, I would use the same thing. My momentum, a little twisting motion, and the use of surprise going in the direction of her thumb and forefinger. We'll do this again in faster motion. Again, what I'm going to do is pull out. If she were to grab my hand with both hands, I want to go again in the direction of the thumb and forefingers because that's the weakest point. Use the element of surprise and a very fast motion. In this case, I may notice that I might not have enough strength to pull one arm out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach in with my other hand, grab my hand, and pull out. We'll do that again in fast motion. The next self-defense maneuver we will show you is the chokehold. If I am getting choked from behind, the first thing I want to do is number one, shrug my shoulders, which will break the hold, put my hands up, and use the element of surprise in a turning motion to break the hold. We'll do this again in faster motion. All this time, I'm backing away from my client to make sure that I have enough space so she cannot grab me again. The next choke I want to show you is if you're getting choked from the front. I want to do the same thing by shrugging my shoulders to break the hold, roll my hands up, and turn. We'll do that in a faster motion. And if she were to choke me from the back, shrug shoulders, arms up, and turn away. The next choke that I want to show you is the sidearm choke. If you're getting choked in this manner, the first thing that you want to do is open your airway by putting your chin in the person's elbow. Now, even if I cannot get out of this choke, I still can breathe and I still can call for help. If I'm like this and I don't move, what's going to end up happening is that I'm going to go unconscious and I'm not going to be able to call for help. So get your chin way inside of their elbow. The next thing you want to do, if you can get out of it, is take your hand closest to their elbow, put it under their elbow, take your other hand and put it on their wrist, bend down, and back out of the choke and let go. We'll do that in faster motion. Get your chin inside their elbow, hand underneath their elbow, other hand on their wrist, bend down, and back out of the way. The next piece of self-defense that I wanted to show you is the hair pull. If you're getting your hair pulled by a client, what you want to do is you want to take their hands and hold them to your head and call for help. You don't want to take any other action than holding their hands to your head and calling for help. You don't want to pull away, or you don't want to try by yourself to peel their fingers out of your hair. They're going to get very tangled inside of your hair very quickly. So you're going to need that extra person to help get you out of that. You would want to do the same thing for this type of hair pull. Put your hands over their hands and hold them there until you can get somebody to help get them off of you. The same holds true for a clothes pull. If a client is pulling onto your clothes and you do not want to pull away, what you do want to do, hold their hand to your clothes, get some help for that person to come and pull them away from you. The last piece of self-defense we're not going to demonstrate, but if you are getting bit by a client, the last thing you want to do is pull away from the bite. Doing so will cause you injury. Instead, you want to push into the bite, which will cause the patient's jaws to weaken and allowing you to get out.